Hello, this is Father Bruce Wilson, the Executive Director of Coastal Bend Community Empowerment in Corpus Christi, Texas. This is video number 5 of a 6-part video series. The name of this video is Getting to the Trauma. The whole series, did I say, is Voice of People Experiencing Homelessness in Corpus Christi, Texas. This video, Getting to the Trauma. Getting to the core, to our core trauma, is the key to knowing us and helping us. But it's not easy. If you don't know the following things about trauma, then you don't have a clue what trauma is. You just think you do. Trauma is different for everyone. Different overwhelming experiences and interpretations that we generate and endlessly repeat to adverse events that plunged us into survival mode and changed our brains, reprogrammed our brains from the way nature made us. We are now neurologically dysregulated. That's what trauma does. Physiologically changes our brains. Our sympathetic nervous system has been programmed to jump instantly to fight, flight, or freeze responses. We're stuck in the survival part of our brains, which hijacks our emotions, our minds, our perception of the world around us, and our behavior. It returns like emotional flashbacks or nightmares out of nowhere. The only thing that can help us resolve our trauma is when we are assisted to feel safe again, physically and emotionally, and empowered to make choices that are life-giving and which continue to keep us safe. Those of us who have begun to self-medicate with street drugs that are available and affordable have addictions that complicate our recovery from our trauma. It is extremely difficult to treat our trauma while we are active in our addictions. But it is just as difficult to treat our addiction when we are reacting out of our trauma. Similarly, it is complicated to treat our trauma while we are still in the streets. The streets are an addiction in themselves and are also trauma-inducing because there is no safety on the streets. When we are neurologically dysregulated by trauma, we are emotionally dysregulated, cognitively dysregulated, and behaviorally dysregulated. Symptoms of trauma include hypervigilance to danger. Whether there's any danger there or not, we perceive danger. Avoidance, withdrawal, substance misuse, emotional instability, lack of impulse control, impulsive or self-destructive behaviors, compulsive desire for attention, hypersensitive to criticism, manipulative. When animals are kicked and abused enough, even they act afraid or hostile. Traumatized people do the same. It's easy to see that getting to our core trauma is a process, one layer at a time, and we have to bring each layer to consciousness to resolve it. The domestic violence, the incarceration and abandonment of a parent, living in poverty. All of these can be experienced as life and death threats in our emotional memory, if not in our cognitive memory. Bringing it all to consciousness can take years, but we can't heal what we can't feel. So, what's wrong with us? Are we just making bad choices? Are we just lazy or irresponsible? Or is the question, what happened to us? What happened to us? What happened that makes us like we are? And what can make us feel safe again and empowered to change our lives? How can we be empowered to choose something that's healthy for us? We know that you get frustrated by our reluctance or our refusal to help ourselves, or to even let you help us. We don't know why we do that. It's part of our problem. Our trauma brain doesn't trust you. What we need is for you to look deeper, to see our hidden trauma-related disabilities, to gain our trust, to see us for who we really are, to get to know the person inside we are hiding from you because we think our dignity depends on the mask that we wear. The mask only we can take off. You can get more people off the streets with love and respect than with shame and judgment. Well-intentioned providers can learn to help us rather than to punish us. The name of this video is Getting to the Trauma. It will be followed by a bonus video of another conversation with Rose Garcia, who's going to talk more about her own trauma life, her own trauma situation, and how she's resolving that for herself. The next video, the name of it is What Can Be Done? What Can Be Done? I'll see you there.